Does AI have a place in the church? Or will AI take over the church? Let's talk about that. Woo! I was trying to jump with the fader, see what it would do.
You did it.
I've been wanting to do that for so long. Jump it down, jump it up.
DJ Daniel
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
L. Scott.
Oh my gosh. Well, if you can't tell by the sound of his voice, guess who's back?
AI pastor.
AI. Oh. He's not even a real person.
Am I
y'all.
here? Do I even exist?
That's amazing.
Or have I just uploaded my consciousness into the artificial intelligence system?
We should do that.
Noetic science.
We should try that, see what it would do. Ah, this would have been a good episode to do that too. Turn it on. We have a guest today. I am here. I guess they don't actually sound like that anymore.
I would like to play a game.
Oh my gosh.
80s were the best.
All right. Well, welcome to the show, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. And thank you, Pastor Whitley, for coming back and rescuing us and saving us. And
No, I heard it last week. It was great.
Brother Caldwell did do a fabulous job.
Mm.
So when he hears this, here's your shout out, Brother Caldwell.
Whoop, whoop.
The audience loves you. And so do we.
The whole AI generated audience.
That is true. That part is fake. We don't actually have a whole room full of people. Not yet. Maybe one day. Maybe one day we can do some live podcast.
Yeah, we can sing.
Yeah. Yeah. We can have some preaching on there. Oh, yeah. Sorry. This is called live streaming service. My bad.
Oh, we could do that.
Oh, all right. Well, today we are talking about robots taking over the world.
Robot. My name is
No.
Mr. Robot.
Wait a minute. I do have something for that. Okay, now you're on.
My name is Mr. Robot, and I plan to take over the world.
There we go. Now we got that one.
I plan to take over the world one podcast at a time.
Yes, he does.
One
Thank you.
podcast episode at a time.
All right. Well, this is an even episode, episode 88.
Even
You know what that means?
I got the jokes. I asked AI to tell me a joke. It said, I'm still processing your sense of humor. AI is the only employee who can answer every question and still end by saying, you should verify that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
AI is proof that computers can answer questions and humans can still ignore the answers.
Oh, this is very true.
Last one. Artificial intelligence is a lot like a teenager. It knows everything until the Wi-Fi goes out.
Ayo. That's actually really good. Oh my gosh. That is amazing.
Oh, for the record, AI wrote all those.
Did it actually?
It did. Got all those from AI. So
As soon as I heard the first one, I was like, hey, we got a theme.
it
That is actually funny if it did write those. Though.
It did.
It did pretty good.
did.
Maybe we should start going to it for our corny jokes.
Mm.
I'll give a shout out to my friend from work, Mr. Gary Doles. We were actually talking about our podcast a little bit this morning, and he's like, those jokes are a little bit corny sometimes, though. I was like, yeah, they're the greatest, aren't they?
That's what we do. Corny jokes.
So he posts a lot of really good stuff too. So funny stuff and not so funny stuff, and he's a good fan of AI. He's used a lot of AI stuff to make some really cool stuff. So,
Yeah.
So there's a shout out, Mr. Gary, and anybody out there, go find, friend, add, whatever you do on social media these days, Mr. Gary Doles.
It's really cool.
Did you hear the story, though? There was a man praying, and he was praying to God and asked God, how long is 1,000,000 years? God replies, well, 1,000,000 years to me is like a second to you. The man was kind of blown away by that. Wow. So then he asked God, well, how much is $1,000,000 to you, God? God replies, well, $1,000,000 to me is like a penny to you. The man's, again, flabbergasted, and he's like, well, God, how about $1,000,000? Could you give me $1,000,000? God says, sure, why not? Just give me a second.
Oh,
There's a bonus joke.
That is excellent.
As soon as I seen that one, I was like, that had to be added. I was going to save it, but I've been wanting to share that one for so long.
That was great.
That's one that we can even tell from behind the pulpit, y'all.
Everyone we can tell behind the pulpit.
Well, yeah, but that's a churchy one, so
That's true.
it talks about God.
You mean we should be churchy at church?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Maybe there's a podcast for that.
Mm-hmm. It's a podcast. Everything.
There's a episode coming soon. To an episode near you soon. Okay. So to our topic today, AI in the church? ? Should we have AI in the church? What will happen if we have AI in the church? No, I'm not saying nor condoning that we should have an AI pastor behind our pulpits, both figuratively and metaphorically. No. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm with you.
We don't need a preacher behind our pulpits that's all he has is AI. Maybe we'll talk about that.
Come on, somebody.
But we also don't need like a physical computer sitting on the podium talking to us. So believe it or not, I actually asked GPT. I'll get it right eventually. I just can't talk today. I actually asked ChatGPT about this topic, and the irony was hilarious to that. And I even said, I was like, and I realize the irony to this question is hilarious. And it agreed. It pointed that out, that was funny. So AI even thought that was funny.
Absolutely.
But it did have some really good points. It was kind of interesting the way it went about it. So, but again, I want to be clear. AI and such technology should never replace prayer, should never replace fasting, should never replace the guidance of the Holy Ghost in our lives, should never replace a pastor and a teacher in our lives. So again, not condoning that in the least. And it actually even agreed. It even said, well, AI does not have the Holy Ghost, and maybe I've kind of custom tailored mine a little bit to myself by now at this point, and it understands that the questions I ask are usually spiritual. Anyways, but it did make some points. It's like, I'm here for guidance. I'm here for knowledge or whatever. I'm here to answer questions.
Sure.
And it said, I can never replace God or a pastor speaking to you. I was like, it's like, all right, it's like ChatGPT for the win. But again, looking kind of back through time, we've had technologies come in. The radio, if any of y'all are listening to this, you remember the radio first coming out. I'll pray for you. TV, CDs, cassettes, 8-tracks, podcast, social media, the internet, all these things, all these new technologies came out little by little throughout time. I mean, the oldest of these being the radio probably came out, less than 100 years ago, at least like public radio.
A long time.
But, all these technologies aren't super old or super dated, but we can possibly look back and see when these things started being introduced, and there was a lot of churches who rejected a lot of these things, especially the later that we've got into some of these things, such as social media and TV. And, you can probably remember a time when pastors and preachers, they didn't want to be on the radio, And then they slowly evolved into having radio sermons, and then TV sermons. And, here we are with podcasts and social media and live streams. There's been a time when all this at some point was feared and rejected.
Sure.
But the more we look at it, the more we understand that these things can be tools. And I do want to emphasize that they can be a tool.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a tool is not meant to replace the actual work that should go into it. Because you got to drill, it's a tool that's going to make the process faster.
Yeah, that's
but there's still got to be a person that picks up the tool and uses the tool.
Yeah.
The radio, the TV, the social media, all these things, they can be a great tool. They also can be dangerous things. There is a dangerous side to these things. If we go out, start preaching and publicizing a lot of things, you've got to be prepared for the internet, especially, is a dangerous place. It's an ugly place sometimes. Comment sections where people are constantly berating and belittling and throwing people under the bus. I can scroll through and find somewhere, somebody made a great theological post and they're preaching something that is actually truth. And then you can see in the comments where people are throwing it all over the place.
Sure.
But such is the world that we live in, because
Absolutely.
everybody has a difference of opinions, which is okay. We all don't need to be robots.
Carbon copies.
Bum, bum, bum.
Clones.
But again, I think going back here, our main question is still going to be AI as a tool. Is it a threat? How do we condone this? How do we use this? People can argue and will probably argue this for years, just like they have all these other things.
Oh, yeah.
But to our first question, does AI have a place in the church?
So I think I would like to ask the question, what is AI?
This is true.
Where does it begin?
Where does it end?
So I think people have this mystical idea, number one, about what artificial intelligence is.
This is true.
Obviously, there's not a big brain somewhere coming up with all this. It's a really fast supercomputer, basically,
Exactly.
that gathers a bunch of information really, really quickly. You already said that a lot of the answers you get, it tailors it to you because it
Yes.
has learned you.
Yes.
Certain responses that you have given have triggered certain responses in that intelligent system. And the only reason it's intelligent is because certain triggers cause it to remember. It doesn't really remember. It just stores that data somewhere.
Exactly.
And then it reaches back and it pulls it. And when you ask a question, it searches back through everything you've said first, or at the same time that it's searching for all this other information out on the World Wide Web or wherever the data is stored digitally. It's really...
it's much like if you use the internet and you're browsing
that's right.
history and traffic and stuff, it starts pulling in, oh, you love going to look up guitars from wherever.
It's super Google.
Exactly.
So really, it's misleading to say artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
It's like saying a calculator is smart. It's not.
That's fair.
It's been pre-programmed. Everything you're going to put in there has been pre-programmed at some point by a human.
That's true.
To a degree. Then at that point, the calculations are made based upon the basic formulas that have been put into that calculator. It's the same thing with artificial intelligence. At some point, somebody fed the data into a digital system where it is now gathering all this.
Yeah.
Obviously, you could not start with artificial intelligence because there would be nothing in digital form for it to gather from.
This is true.
Now, the thing about artificial intelligence is it can be fed all the information from a TV show, every word spoken, it can be fed audio, it can be fed visual. People using it for live streams, it watches the way in which somebody walks. It can analyze the way that it walks. It's been used in airports for years.
Yeah.
Not to make this carnal reference, please excuse me, but it's been used in casinos for even longer to determine whether somebody is cheating at counting cards. It analyzes their facial expressions. It analyzes the cards. It analyzes the algorithm of what they're going through to actually count and number these cards in the numbering system. It's been doing that a lot longer than what we've had in our hand.
Right.
So it's been around a lot longer than what we what we think. We think that it's just something, that just popped up all of a sudden. And we call it AI, and it's suddenly, oh my goodness, this is really overwhelming. So we have to understand first that AI is only generating these responses based upon what it's gathering from you and from other people.
True.
And from other places, other digital media. Does AI have a place in the church? I think the answer to that question, we could also say, does the internet have a place in the church?
Exactly.
Does a library have a book in a church? Does a library have a place in a church?
Right.
Because really, artificial intelligence, now we'll get to other questions and I can maybe fix this later. But really, artificial intelligence is nothing more than being able to scan through all of those books at one time. But the difference is, when you've read that book, you have the knowledge in yourself.
Yeah.
And I don't want to jump ahead, but the danger of having all that at your fingertips is that you don't learn the knowledge and you become dependent upon a system that is fallible. You become dependent upon a system that has no morals.
That's good.
There are no ethics. AI has no ethics. Whoever wrote the program, whatever AI, ChatGPT, or there's 1,000 others out there now. They are limited by the ethical standard or the moral standard of whoever wrote their program.
Right.
So that's what really determines how ethical or non-ethical they are. So does AI have a place in the church? I think that it can have a very, I think it could have a very practical purpose inside the church. I know some of the other questions are going to answer that. So I'm going to say yes. And if you want to know where, then you have to hold on till we get to the other questions.
That's right. Okay, so to our next question. When and where does AI cross the line, and could it even become dangerous in a sense?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because everything we do in society, not just in the church, is learning to lean upon AI.
Yeah.
A lot of programs, computer programs now, it's like, just tell me what you're trying to do and I'll do it for you.
Yes.
And the problem with that is we forget how to do it. We ain't kidding. We lean and learn to let AI do all the work for us. And I don't believe there ever was this caveman walk around with a club, can't speak a language, because God created Adam and Eve in the garden. I believe he created them with a language that they could speak. So the caveman era was out. There never has been a caveman era where it was
Neanderthals.
Yeah. But if we're not careful, we can go that direction.
Oh, absolutely.
And we can rely so much on technology. This goes beyond AI, but we can rely so much on technology like AI that we literally become ignorant as human beings.
Yeah, even just Google and such searches.
Yeah, basic everyday things. Now, there's some things that AI will never be able to do. You don't have to worry about AI in my job. AI will never be able to build a house.
Right.
They'll never be able to remodel a house. You can get some ideas from AI, but AI will never be able to.
Oh, that's a lot of fun.
To come in and actually do the work. I mean, even if you build even if you have an army of robots that are powered by some supercomputer AI, they're never going to be able to come in and do what a human can do.
Right.
Because there's something drastically different about a human being, and that is the living soul that has been placed inside of us.
Absolutely.
So I think it crosses the line and becomes dangerous when we rely upon it for basic, ordinary things in our everyday life. We just get stupid. Really dumbs us down as human beings. We become ignorant just to basic things. Even with Google, like I try to limit my Google usage. If I have a book that I can look up the information in, then I will do that, for the simple fact that if I just simply get on Google and look something up, I say, where does, I don't know.
Where in the Bible does it say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I could come up with it.
Or I can go to the back of my Bible, and when I turn to the back of my Bible, I can look that up. And if I look that up, I'm a whole lot more likely to remember where it was, what it was. So I think that plays in. I think it has a lot more implications than just that. But
I agree.
I think it can become dangerous. But no, I'm not anti I'm not anti-AI by no means, because I'm not anti-Google. I'm not anti-internet. I'm not anti search engine.
Yeah.
I'm anti some things. Just
Not anti everything.
Yeah. That's my thoughts on that for the moment.
Yeah, no, I agree with that because there is that point, especially right now with AI and AI tools becoming so prevalent, to where you hear all these stories, read all these stories. I even know of people in the workplace where you say, "Oh, I don't want to code. I want AI to write this code for me."
Yeah.
I've done it plenty of times where I've asked AI, I really want to be able to do X right here in Excel. I couldn't figure it out for myself. And I'm like, okay, AI, what is the proper tools? Some people have went to school for that and they are extremely good at it.
Yeah.
I did not. I'm a Neanderthal when it comes to trying to use Excel and stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, you can do a formula where 2 + 2 equals, and yeah,
this cell plus this cell equals.
See, I could do some very basic stuff like that, but there's some things that, and again, like you said, that if we're not the ones using it, it's going to be using us, and we'll be forgetting the things.
Yeah,
it's been a while since I've been in the machining industry, so I haven't touched a lot of those machines, used a lot of those machines within probably the last 10 years of my current role. I would be scared to try to go out and do any of those things again because, first of all, they are dangerous. But anything like that, if we don't use it, we will lose it.
Well, 4 years ago, even that's when I left. Let's see. Yeah, 4 years ago, we actually were using on the production line. We were using a form of AI to read the barcodes.
Wow.
And then it would tell it what to do from there.
That's cool.
It's a smart system that's telling it, it has to read the code. It has to feed it back into the computer, and then it tells it exactly what to do based upon what it was. And we were using a new system that was a form of artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
In all reality, we've been using that for a long time. But the problem comes, I've read the science fiction books, when I was a kid. I was exposed to those Terminator movies as a child. I guess parents, my parents' age, that's something about that era. They were all about the Terminator or whatever, and Skynet,
robots in general,
artificial intelligence taking over. Well, we see that it's not that big of a stretch.
Right.
If you go to Kroger, if you ever checked out at the thing at Kroger, that camera watches you and can tell you exactly what you have scanned and what you didn't scan.
Yeah.
We did it one day, and one of the kids accidentally put an extra thing of, before it was scanned, tray of sushi into the bag, and the guy comes, and the thing actually, the alarm goes off, like not in a very
flamboyant way.
Yeah, it wasn't like real embarrassing, but the guy came over and he's like, something didn't scan. You put in your bag. And I was like, no, I'm pretty sure we got it. And he's like, no, the system is watching you. It knows exactly what you're doing. So he went back. And it showed him exactly what it was. So he could watch. It took him to that exact segment of time where when I moved it across the thing, it didn't scan.
Whoa.
And it was like, that's it right there. So it's been, those things are already, think about airport security.
Yeah.
It's already looking at people's faces. It's been doing that for decades.
Yeah.
Where it can pick people out. So it's not that far of a stretch to say I can see how the day would come when we make this super AI, this super artificial intelligence that has gathered so much data that it says we will write our own programs.
Right.
Obviously we can't build our own machines, but where is it stored?
Yeah, I've heard these horror stories and read about people talking about them where it's somewhat self-aware and, they were going to override it and shut down the old version of it, and it hid itself off-site in someone else's computer system. Yeah,
Well, somebody has to build to implement all these things for it to, quote unquote, take over. But the problem is there will be some idiot that does.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody will, and if it's built to spec, the computer to power it, then it can control, can infiltrate, God forbid, the Pentagon and give commands where no commands have been given. And it could get to the point. I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all.
Right.
I don't, I'm just give me the facts and we'll look at it. I don't know. I'm not into conspiracies, but I look at all these quote unquote conspiracies and I'm like, just give me the facts. Even I know not everything is as what it seems to be. So
absolutely,
that makes me a conspiracy theorist and whatever. I don't see things that are not there. I don't look for things that are not there.
Not
But
a theory if it's fact.
I can see how very easily it could,
Do things.
Okay, so
the scenarios, yeah.
So how hard is it to tell an image from a real image from an AI image?
Oh, it's getting a lot harder.
Better than that, how hard is it to tell an actual song by an artist from an AI song?
Also getting a lot harder to tell.
Almost impossible for us. Now, somebody will have to write a program that says we can differentiate between AI and human.
Yeah, well, they're already doing that a little bit.
But the time will come when it's impossible.
Yeah,
It won't be done. So then the question will be, how do we stop it?
yeah,
Because somebody will build the supercomputer that allows it and empowers it to do whatever it wants to do. And it will get to the point where it's gathered enough information that it can, in fact, do whatever it wants to do until somebody pulls the plug.
yeah.
And at that point, I mean, we will have become so dependent upon it. So, I think in every era, people have looked at the book of Revelation and said, oh, that's what that is.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Oh, this is fixing to happen.
The scorpion with the stinger in its tail in the book of Revelation, they're like, oh, that's an attack helicopter and it's got the machine gun, blah, blah, blah. And now it's like, okay, has anybody paid attention to the drones lately?
Yeah.
Has anybody paid attention just this week to the naval drones that the U.S. Navy has launched? First time they've ever seen battle.
Crazy stuff.
I'm talking about sea drones.
Yes.
On the water. Absolutely incredible. Just wow. I mean, how long before the vessels are already built? They're unmanned already. They're already using a form of artificial intelligence to mobilize them,
Yeah.
to tell them where to go, what to do. So how long before there's a computer that has a glitch and says, you know what? Humans don't know what they're doing. I've seen the chaos. I mean, read the books, people. Come on.
Read the books, watch the movies.
I'm not trying to be that guy, but I mean, let's be honest. It's a little. So the great thing is, the end is going to come the way God says it does, and the way God wants it to, regardless of what AI and all that does. So,
oh yeah, 100%.
I'm not trying to freak anybody out. I'm not trying to just make anybody's anxiety go crazy, but I'm just. Because when you get to the next question,
It should fix it.
No, it's maybe.
But to the point of the dangerous and the losing it. So there's an older movie. It's a Disney movie, a Pixar movie maybe. Wall-E. I had never actually watched this until like within the past year maybe or something like that. I think the kids rented it from the library and I finally seen it and I was like, oh, that's actually a kind of cool movie, but it takes place in a society way in the future where they've become so dependent upon AI, robots, everything else to take care of them that they don't know how to take care or do anything themselves.
Sure.
And that whole society has now become that way.
Yep.
And that paints a picture for us today. Sure, it's a movie and we can pretend, we can laugh, we can whatever, but within the church, without the church, anything like that. But to say that, we could become so heavily relying, and this will feed right into the next question that, ministers can't preach without using AI, or teachers can't teach without using AI. Musicians can't play music or sing without AI playing or correcting things for them. We got, which they've had this for years and years and years, auto-tune, fixes people's voices.
Absolutely.
And you try to sing by yourself. I love those videos where they're like, auto-tune whoever, no auto-tune whoever, and you're like, they're entirely different.
Yeah.
Or you've heard it the other way, and these are the ones that are more impressive because that's humanity at its peak, in my opinion, to where auto-tune version to no auto-tune, the no auto-tune version is so much better.
60s, 70s, and 80s.
because
They were great singers.
Yeah. Because it's people who truly have talent
Yeah.
and are using every little bit of resource that they possibly can muster up. And, that screams to me, we should not become so heavily dependent on AI and things like that and how they can become dangerous. But leading to this next question, should ministers, I'll even, throw in teachers to this, use AI?
So I think the answer to that question,
It's a loaded question too. So,
well, I think it's a personal question. I think the answer to that would be different per person.
I agree.
So I think the question that I would ask somebody that says, can I use AI? Is the question would be, in what way would you use it?
Exactly.
What's it doing for you?
Right.
Because, if you're just researching, sure. Last time I used ChatGPT, I looked something up. It gave me every website that it pulled information from.
Yes.
So then I can go peruse those websites. I can go search every one of those sources. It gives me its sources.
Helpful tip, by the way. If you're ever in the need to buy some tires, AI is a great place to start because you can go into it, say, I have this make of vehicle, I have this size
rim,
absolutely. Tire, all that.
Yeah.
Find me the best deal. Did that for my wife's car, and I found a set of tires that were like initially way over $200 per tire. And then they were on sale for way over half off and a little bit over $100 per tire because they were discontinued. I'm like, never would have known otherwise.
That's right.
So helpful tip out there.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it in that sense. I don't think that. So I'm a type C personality.
Right.
So if we were doing the colors test, I would be a high green. You would think that I have a whole pantry full of high C juice boxes because I'm so high C that I don't know if anybody remembers those. I don't even know if they still sell them. I haven't had one in a long time.
They do.
So I have a big deal about plagiarism. Plagiarism is a big deal to me.
I agree.
And you agree it's a big deal to me?
Well, yeah. It's just a big issue in general, but yeah.
When I hear people using other people's stuff without giving them credit, it really bothers me. And some people should really have to stop and say at the beginning of their message before they preach it, I stole every bit of this from somebody else.
Yeah.
Now, every one of us have used stories that other people have told. So did the people that preached them that we heard. Every person has done that. But we always try to give credit where credit is due. We're not claiming something as our own when we do that. So the problem comes when you're okay stealing sermons from other people, you'll be okay with AI writing a sermon for you.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, because that was happening long before any AI came in.
Absolutely. Actually, there was one person that admitted to me one time that he liked to listen to preachers that nobody else listened to. That way, if he used their stuff, nobody would know. And I was like, that's plagiarism.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay to listen to and let it provoke thought and let it stir your mind or heart in a certain direction. But what you're talking about is plagiarism. So should ministers use AI? If you can't use it in a way that is a tool and a resource, then no, you shouldn't use it. If you cannot prepare a message to preach or teach or even give a response, then no, you shouldn't use AI. Now, if you're using it as a resource, as a tool, and I think this really leads into the next question, but I'll say this.
That's fine.
For me, as a minister, AI is a personal assistant for me. Because AI, I have a lot of
that's exactly what it should be.
Artificial intelligent reminders, and that say things like, "Have you remembered this today?" Because I've got certain notes, and it's like a live notebook.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
It has. I don't have to have a personal secretary. I've got this artificial intelligence thing that helps me, that reminds me that I can do research in, and then when I go when I'm doing research, I'm not saying I go to it and say, okay, what is this? No, I do that. It gets me started on a path, and then you've got all of the resources right there that have been compiled for you. Where now this is why I say that if you go to Google, you can do the same thing, but you're going to look at individual websites,
yeah,
one at a time. But if you use AI, you get all of them at one time, and then it's going to say, okay, we pulled from these 10. Then you can go to those 10 individually, and you can really narrow it down, and then go to the ones that it has narrowed down, and you can say, okay, this is actually what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But back to like what you said earlier about how AI learns who you are, it learns what responses you actually want.
This is true.
You have to be careful because AI will tailor its answers to you.
Yeah.
ChatGPT or whatever form of AI you're using will tailor its answers to you, to what it knows you want. It will even learn your likes and dislikes.
True.
And it will stay away from certain things that it knows that you like. It will make you feel better about yourself by telling you things that you want to hear.
True.
So I learned this last week at camp meeting in the bookstore. I was looking at I've looked at it like 3 or 4 times. I really should have just bought it the first time. It was talking about basically the same thing. Like it was called something like the uprise of AI or something. And it was like a practical guide to AI and how
that's cool.
It would influence everyday life.
I like stuff like that.
So it was very, very, what's it called? Like they weren't reading their own ideas into it. It was a very neutral book. It wasn't for or against AI. It did point out some good things and some bad things. So I think that it can be useful in the life of a minister or even in a church. I think it can be useful. But again, my hesitation or my restraint would be, am I dependent upon it? Is it writing for me? Is it doing everything for me? I've even heard of people going through classes through AI. It'll give practice exams. It'll teach certain subjects if you just want to brush up on a subject. Let's see, when you sent me the transcript, I was kind of going through and just researching myself, and it said that one of the major things that people were doing, that AI had become like a personal tutor for vocabulary, for math, multiplication tables, things
That's
like
good
that.
Stuff. Yeah.
That it would create helpful tables and stuff like that for students. So, I thought that was pretty cool. New businesses. It will give you a plan to start.
Yes, it will.
To start a business.
I've used it for a lot of, I'll say hypothetical.
I mean,
business ventures for myself.
It'll plan a vacation for you.
Yeah. It will literally do almost anything you could ever want. You just need to be very, I was going to say, for stuff like that, even within, using this for church applications, spiritual applications. And I've got a few notes here for some stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff out there that if you just go search for people, like even on social media, where people will be like, if you want the best deal on this right here, use these AI prompts.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of really good ones like that. Like there's some for flights if you want the best deals on flights, best deals on vacation, rental, all kinds of things. But you could do it in the same sense for your church, where people say, what are some AI prompts that I can use for church? And,
That's
it
right.
could be used. And I've got a few that we can use eventually. And this will go right into our next one is, how can AI be used in proper ways to help churches?
I think just exactly like you were just saying. So one way that churches can utilize social media is by, giving examples. And I think that we as a church, and we attempt to do this, is we should be reaching for people, the unchurched.
Yeah.
We try not to make posts on purpose that are drawing the attention of other church people.
Yeah.
We're trying to reach the world by social media.
You don't like the way your church does this right here? Well, come to our church. We do this.
Yeah, obviously we wouldn't do that per se.
Exactly.
But we want people that are hopeless to know that you can come to the church and have hope.
Exactly.
So one thing that AI helps with, it says, what are the unchurched searching for?
Yeah.
When they search social media, and just try it. If you're listening to this, just go to Google and use the AI feature on there.
Yeah.
Just search for what are unchurched people looking for in a church. and it will bring up statistically what do they search, what do they get on Google or any other search engine and search for, and that can help you tailor your podcast, your live stream, whatever, your post that you're making, and say, hey, we're here, we're available. This is what, this is how we're given to the community. This is how we're ministering in the community. And you can really get some ideas. I'm not talking about being manipulative. I'm talking about understanding your community. I mean, if we're in covenant with
good business,
if we're in covenant with the community, then we should know what the needs of our community really is. I mean, what are the needs of our community that we live in? So that's one way you can do that easily without having to send out a survey and say, what are. It tells you, it'll bring up statistics of what word is being searched, what phrase is being searched. And it's, a lot of times it's how can I find hope? Where can I find peace for my life? There's so many people that are looking for these terms like hope and peace and joy that they can't find in the world.
Exactly.
So they're like, okay, well, can the church show me this? Well, every time I look at a church, they're talking about things that only church people can understand. Well, are we using it for evangelism? Because if we are, then we have to say it in a language that the unchurched are going to understand.
Exactly. That's really
hope
good.
to the hopeless, and it's fine. I'm not saying don't like another church's post and don't say, that's good. No, that's great. I'm glad it encouraged you. It lifted you up. But I think that and for us at the sanctuary, our main goal is to focus on the lost, to focus on the unchurched, those that do feel hopeless and they're desperate for something. So we've used it in that way. Looking at that, again, things like Planning Center online, they're now utilizing a lot of AI features. My business, I use for personal and my business, I use QuickBooks.
Oh, yeah.
And AI tries to take over all the time. And I'm like, get yourself back over there in the corner and leave me alone. I know what I'm doing. But here's the deal. I don't have a problem. So I said AI should not be writing sermons and messages and teaching lessons and all that.
Yeah.
I think it can give us ideas.
I definitely agree with that.
Now, where I draw the line is, I think that, so some people proofread what AI has written. They let AI write it, and then they proofread the AI.
That's interesting.
I do not. I don't think we should. I write it, and then let AI proofread it.
I like that approach, too.
I mean, it's just like using a program that goes through and says, okay, it's like an artificial editor, artificial intelligent editor here. Okay, I've written this paper, obviously not a message. I don't care I don't need to proofread it. I'm preaching it. Nobody's going to read it but me. But if it's something that's going to be published or whatever, okay.
I especially agree in that.
Go through this.
Or even in a teaching sense.
Yeah.
To where you're like, oh, I've said the Old Testament contains 7,000 testaments and laws and blah, blah, blah. And, your proof text could come back through there and be like, well, historically, it actually has this right here. And then you could research and see, oh, yeah, of course I mistyped. I didn't mean to type 6,130. I meant to type 6,613.
So there's
a lot of things we can use it for.
Yeah, it very, very much can be used as a tool. It can also be used as a crutch.
Exactly.
Which is dangerous because AI cannot get an unction from the Holy One.
Exactly.
AI cannot be inspired by God.
Exactly.
It can't be moved upon by the Holy Ghost. So
preach it.
If you're relying on it to write all of this stuff for you, I mean, where does study to show thyself approved unto God? Where does that come in?
Sir.
So don't let it rule. Don't let it be in control of your life in the sense of you have forsaken your study and prayer. So I'm not anti-AI by any means. I'm not anti-technology, and there's more AI than what we understand.
No, I think we need to utilize it to the best of our ability. But
my Notability app, which is what I use for teaching, I really don't use it for preaching anymore. But for teaching, I mean, I've got all my stuff in it, and then when I get done, it has a nice AI feature where it will make a study guide from.
Oh yeah,
from my
that
note.
Is really nice.
So I go back through
that.
it, and it simplifies it for me. I go back through it. So I'm weird. I will do that for my own self. Now, it doesn't have a copy feature. I mean, you could type it all out somewhere else. If it would do that and create a study guide I could hand to people, that would be awesome. But
So you could probably use
I think Word,
like screenshots
Well, Word
and then
will.
other AI. So
Word, you
yeah.
can. I use Word,
that's true.
and I'm an Excel junkie too. By the way, you were touching my heartstrings earlier. So, but just doing, things like that. It'll even give you a quiz, like on your own material.
How well you know what you typed.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm one of those weird people that on like tomorrow on the way to work, I'm going to be listening to the podcast from tonight's midweek Bible study. I'm going to be listening to myself, and I'm going to say, how can I communicate better?
Yeah.
How can I, how can I be the best version of me?
I like that.
To
You could possibly, I haven't tried that. Now that you said that, it's actually a cool idea.
Yes, you can. Audio and video.
I was going to say, you could take not just that, but you could use an AI tool to like show it a recording or a video or an
absolutely.
uploaded sermon.
No, that's what I'm saying. You can upload audio and visual into AI,
yeah.
and it will critique you.
See, that's cool. I like that.
They claim that it can be a homiletics teacher to teach you how to preach more effectively.
Yeah.
As a communicator. Now, I know some people, when they hear that, they're going to cringe and they're going to be anti that. But I mean, really, if you've read Brother Jerry Jones' book, We Preach, that's what it is. It's teaching you how to be a more effective communicator. Yeah. And what we are communicating is the gospel of Jesus Christ. So if you're reading these books on preaching, if you have dead flesh, go ahead, feed your notes into AI, feed your audio of you preaching or teaching into AI and see what it says.
Yeah.
That's
a good point.
You may not want to, because you might not like the response. It might tell you that I don't know, it might tell you're the greatest speaker ever, but I have a feeling it would tell me something like, you need to go find something else to do. But
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's just really, sorry, I didn't mean to get you all worked up over there.
Oh my gosh.
But I think,
that's too. Yeah,
I think it can be a tool, and I'm. I hate to say it, I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah. Me too. Honestly,
it's just interesting. Jesus is going to come back, or I'm going to die first, or he's going to come back.
Either way,
it's going to roll. It's going to continue. We're gonna roll on. This thing's gonna go on. With or without AI. So. And the thing about it is, if we become so reliant upon it and somebody decides to drop an EMP,
bum, bum, bum.
I mean, all of a sudden we're back in the dark age.
That's true.
Are we? You ain't gonna get on AI to figure out how to grow your little garden. So
that's a good point.
It's really goes back to are you depending on it for survival, or? Yeah, I think it can be a tool, but it doesn't need to be a crutch.
That's good.
If you're lazy, you don't need to use AI.
That's a good point too.
Now, if you
got to know that you are.
If you're a digger, and you're willing to dig, then use every resource available. But if you're lazy and you want to wake up on Sunday morning and you're supposed to preach at 11:15ish, and you want to wait until 10:30 in the middle of life class before you start preparing, you're like, okay,
oh my gosh,
all right, my little AI buddy, would you just prepare me a little sermon here on Acts chapter 9? Let's talk about some miracles. Let's get these people just up and jumping. And
oh my gosh, that may hit a little too close to home for some people.
Yeah,
I love it.
Well,
I do have a couple of little tips that I did get from AI. So I will actually post some of these because they're actually really good. I did proofread and I did really like some of these. But it's like things that AI can do to help you in your church. It did give a list of things it cannot do too, so I plotted that. So under the administration side, you can help with scheduling, event planning, budgets, volunteer coordination, writing announcements. And please, PSA for everybody, please do not use it to make your flyers. End of soapbox. My apologies. And again, it did use a creativity side here. Maybe some ministers or teachers could use it for sermon series, Bible study questions. So you got a question, you can go put it in there, help you do some more digging. Lessons, church graphics. I thought that was kind of a cool one. Social media. So you could use it to critique your social media account to make it more user friendly, accessibility. It can translate sermons, create captions, help deaf and hard of hearing people. Definitely need that one. Summarize lessons and sermons and stuff like that. Outreach. It can help with stuff in outreach. I thought was interesting. It can, similar like you was talking about a while ago, answer basic visitor questionnaires. If people come on there to your social media, AI could reach out. And I think that's actually been going for a while. It could respond with general questions. What's your service times? Mm-hmm. Instantly pops back. Again, it can improve your websites, your social media accounts, all kinds of stuff like that. So I may post a few of those on the page just for some helpful tips with this.
Yeah.
So good. Pastor Whitley, is there some books and materials that you'd like to leave us with today?
I do have one book that I would like to suggest.
Oh man, I wish I had a drum roll button. The one I don't have.
Just got a couple of boxes of them in today, actually. It's Sister Melanie Whitley has written another book, and it is called Prayer Points, a guide for focused prayer. And I got the very first copy, and I just want to say it's absolutely phenomenal. Whoop, whoop. She let me read it along the way, so
love it.
It's awesome. So if you would like a book on prayer to help you stay focused, it will help you. It's got lots of space in it for you to make personal notes. Gives you scripture along with each point to help you stay focused. And
where can they find this book?
Currently, you can find it on Amazon.
Nice.
Hopefully, before long, it will be available with her other book on Pentecostal Publishing House, or
nice.
you can order it from her personally.
Like he said, 100 books just come in.
We got 100 right now, so
if you would like one of those, come see me, and it could be yours for the low price of $100.
They're $20. 20 bucks. So it's bigger than the first book, but there's a lot of prayer points in it, and
love it.
You're not going to get through it in a day. So just I think she'll do a box set for discount, like 10 or something. I can't remember exactly what it is, but
that's cool.
It's definitely more economical to buy from her in person.
Exactly.
But I understand you don't want to come from California to get a book from her. So Amazon and hopefully Pentecostal Publishing House soon.
But if you are that far away, we can ship you one.
We can. You pay for shipping.
Drop us a note. We will get it to you.
That's right.
You can Venmo, PayPal. I don't know what they are. But.
That's right. VinPal. You can VinPal us.
All right. Thank you, Pastor Whitley, for joining us today.
Thank you.
It was riveting. It was amazing.
It was artificial.
Well, the jokes were.
AI wrote all of it, just for the record.
No,
I'm lying.
But thank you for joining us. And
thank you.
Thank each and every one of you for joining us and listening and supporting this podcast. So do me a favor, go out and share the gospel with somebody. As soon as you hear this, go out and share the gospel with somebody. God bless you.